crazy, but you've been silencing yourself for so long that you're certainly not going to stand up when it's really critical, when it's a matter of life and death. So I would submit that we've got to start thinking about the little moments where we can be brave and take small steps.
I just add to that, being brave, and also, we are imperfect beings, all of us. And we need to be comfortable with discomfort, because that's what it's going to take, and not afraid to be vulnerable.
Let me say that a different way. We're perfectly imperfect, all of us. And we're still going down the same road we've been going down for the last 400 years. I want to know, and I'm sure I won't get that answer tonight, what are we going to do except go back and pray and sing and hold hands and do nothing? I don't say, I really, let me say it this way. I have a solution to this. One is, for New Hampshire, we need to have, in my opinion, one of the things we need to have, and I think Governor Sununu has already started this, cross-cultural training with the police departments in every city and every town in this state. And then find some way to stop tolerating ugliness in our community. When somebody is doing something that is ridiculously inhuman, say something or do something. And stop shutting your mouth and crying, begging and hollering and screaming about nothing, and do something.
There's nothing wrong with praying, and there's nothing wrong with disclaimer. There's nothing wrong with crying.
But one of the things that I remember, my father played with the original Boston Patriots, and there was an all-star game that he was in out in New Orleans. And the New Orleans hotel would not let the black players in the hotel. And not just the black players, but the whole team boycotted that all-star game and was moved. So there is community, and there is power in community, and it's a beautiful thing, and that's why I'm so hopeful.
I just wanted to pick up on something Harvey just said, and it kind of goes back to a comment that I made before. Even people who want to take action frequently don't know how. So when Harvey says, when you see something, say something, there's a way to say something that keeps everyone safe. There is innocent bystander training that happens around the state. The GSOP has sessions that you can attend. Attend them so that you know how to interact and save the person who's being attacked and yourself in the situation.
I was very struck by Dr. Barber's comment, and I'm not going to get the words quite right, to refuse to be comforted. There was something so powerful in that, and it feels to me that that's some guidance for all of us in leaving here.
One way of, in my opinion, dealing with the situation, and I use the situation deliberately, is not seeing it as a problem, but seeing it as an opportunity. Many of us see the situation between whites and blacks and other marginalized groups as a problem, but when we see it that way, I fear that we get this sense that it's soluble in an instance, that it's soluble with any particular policy or any particular practice, when in reality, as we've said, it's a process and it's a growth that has to occur, and that it's a continual dialogue. And if we just begin to see it as more of an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to interact, converse, dialogue, and make change on gradual levels, then it won't seem so daunting. Because many people see it as such a daunting issue. Why should I try? What can I do? I can't do anything. But if we begin to look at it as an opportunity to do smaller things on a daily basis, as Jada was saying, then it becomes less of this overwhelming, mythical, supernatural force that we have no control over or can't do anything about. It's more of a manageable acceptance of the situation as we currently find it.
I think that's a great comment, and I'm going to say something I'm probably going to get Harvey's ire for, but it's taken us 400 years to get here. We're not going to solve this overnight. We do need to start, we do need to get going, but we're not going to solve this overnight, and we just need to be comfortable with that fact and take action.
I know we're gonna close this down shortly, but I wanna say to you, I have a solution to this race issue. It's very simple. If we took the skin off of everybody in this room, what could we hate then? We'd all look alike. And you have a tremendous tool in that head of yours called an imagination. Can you imagine all of us sitting here, skin and bone, and where would the racism be at that time?
Another thing that white people can do is actually support businesses that are owned by people of color. There is a lady down on the Seacoast that's actually trying to compile all the different businesses in New Hampshire that are owned by people of color, and I hope she gets that list, and I hope it gets published so people know and they can support those businesses.
And I can add that another one of my hats is working with the Economic Vitality New Hampshire initiative led by Will Arvello and the Department of Business and Economic Affairs. And we are, in fact, it was just meeting with that group before coming here today, and Andy Diaz is part of that group as well. So we are going to be compiling, working with Will and Business and Economic Development, we're going to be compiling assets and resources for economic development through and for diverse people. So the Seacoast effort is actually going to be, now that I know about it, I'll bring that effort into what we're doing for the state overall.
Thank you all for your comments and for sharing this very enlightening movie with us, which, yes, is indeed quite horrifying. My car license plate is the result of my prayer and the action that my prayer always gives to me to do. It reads AL1FMLY, all one family. That was given to me when I moved to New Hampshire and saw all these vanity license plates, and I had never seen so many before. And then different ones kept coming to me, but this one kept coming and coming and coming. And finally I said, okay, Father, if you want me to get that message out into the world, I will pay the extra $40 a year to have a vanity license plate. And I have had wonderful reactions from people who have seen it and realize what it is, even from ones who think it's saying all in the family as well. When I was in high school, I was an apprentice in a summer stock company, and I guess that was the first time, well, I did have a couple of black friends in my school, I guess, but it was primarily, overwhelmingly a white school. But that was the first time I really got to know black friends very well and appreciate them. And we were, one night, remember those drive-ins that used to be so popular, the ones where you get food? We were in a drive-in one night in a car with 3 black girls and 3 black guys. We weren't dating or anything, we were just all friends who were working at the summer stock company, together getting a bite to eat. And we were stopped, not stopped, we were apprehended by the police and taken to the police station in this quite predominantly white town. And we couldn't figure out what we had done. It was so
You were there.
unusual, we couldn't figure it out. I don't know that we realized it for quite some time, that the reason we were there was because we were black and white kids in a car together. I have been so grateful for the opportunities I've had in my life there, and that was in Ohio, and living in New York through my church in New York and my church in Boston, and here in New Hampshire through my church, to know people of many different cultures. And I have had and do have wonderful black friends. The thing is, yes, it's love. It's reaching out to one another and taking the opportunities that we do have to know one another and to be willing to go the extra mile to allay one another's fears, that whatever we come into contact with. Now, I don't think we did too much to allay those police people's fears, but we weren't fearful. Anyway, all one family. That's it.
Would I say something?
We're at time.
We are, we're out of time.
One more thing.
I just wonder though if the people that were people of color in the car were not afraid. You might not have been afraid, but I'm wondering if they weren't afraid. Because I will tell you, as an immigrant myself with a Muslim name, I carry my passport with me. If I get stopped, I want to be able to prove that I'm a citizen so that I won't get detained. But that's nothing compared to a black person getting stopped, because they're not worried about getting accidentally deported. They're worried about actually surviving the stop, so.
Yeah, we were all afraid, but yes, I'm sure they were more afraid.
One last comment from me. Why do we keep calling each other black and white in this country? There are only 2 races that are called that. And I don't think that brings us together much better anytime.
I don't think it's so terrible.
We started off, and I know we're at time, we started off with popcorning, just thoughts and reactions. I would love to end with a popcorn, and maybe the panel can kick it off. What's one thing that you're gonna do? What's one, to Harvey's point, what do you pledge to do after leaving here tonight? One thing, you get just a little quick phrase, what do you pledge to do?
I plan to meet with the NAACP of Manchester, New Hampshire, and formulate a business.
I'm working on trying to expand the Black Heritage Trail to Exeter, New Hampshire.
I got that message. So what I'm going to do is to make sure that the Manchester NAACP is organized to help fight this fight.
Anybody, popcorn?
I'm going to vote and I'm going to run.
Yeah. Anybody else want to do that?
Lean into discomfort and take action.
I'm gonna write a small playlet.
I'm going to
keep listening until I really hear.
Mm.
I'm gonna try to take those daily small steps.
Come to the NAACP meeting Thursday at the UU Church of Manchester at 6 o'clock. 669 Union Street.
And we will be
Enjoy.
talking about voting and actually the census this month.
Census.
To take the census.
This Thursday.
I move we adjourn.
Zane is here.
Voter oppression and suppression. Voter oppression and suppression. Work against it.
Work against it.
Against it. Yeah.
Stand up for someone who doesn't have as much privilege as you.
As Martin Luther King says, what have you done for others today?
Okay, one more recommendation.
One more recommendation.
I'll put on my NHPBS hat again. This movie actually is being shown on PBS now. It's first ran last night and it's being shown. You can go to NHPBS.org and see the schedule for when you can actually watch it again, and tell your friends to watch it as well.
And it's online, I think, too, isn't it?
It's online and you can get it to Roku and on
Yeah.
NHPBS.org.
Thank you to our lovely panel.